Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be on this earth of ours. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. My name is Ron Tyler. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. We want to welcome you to our Emergency Management Associates program tonight. As we've been doing for quite some time, we're going to start off tonight's program with the singing of the United States National Anthem by the United States Army Barbershop Quartet. At this time, I would ask everybody to please rise. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now would you make welcome, straight from Washington, D.C., the United States Army Corps Quartet.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Oh, yeah! Come on, folks, let them know it.
America's finest, the United States Army Barbershop Quartet, performing at the Barbershop Quartet Convention in 2015. We want to thank these men for doing this for us, for doing it for everybody. These men, along with the men and women throughout the world in our armed forces, help protect the world. I want to also thank our armed forces allies, wherever they might be around the world. May God bless all of our military, wherever they might be, that they might return home to their families after their tours of duty end. God bless them and God bless America. Thank you all for your service. We appreciate you so much. God bless. Now, folks, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Okay? I want to thank everybody who has joined us here on the program tonight. We have Kim Nord from Northwest California, checking in from lovely downtown Scottsdale, Arizona. It's so hot here for me, it's unbelievable, but I heard it snowed in Vegas last night this morning. I don't know, I have not heard about Vegas at all. Those of you that are watching this program in Vegas, please come up here on the chat and talk to us about that. Or better yet, call me on the telephone and I'll put you through live on the program and we can talk directly about it. I would love that. I want to thank everybody who is watching this program, wherever you might be around this world. We have one of our dear friends over in the east of England, Demon Catman. We appreciate him. We have Richard from Nova Scotia, Canada. I don't think we're going to have our buddy Canadian Patriot 1, who lives up near Ontario, Ontario, Canada. He had to go into town. He lives outside of there. He had to go into town a couple days ago for some doctor's visits, and I'm not sure whether he's home or not now. I hope he is. He and his wife are very wonderful people, and we appreciate them very, very much. Now, folks, I want to welcome you all here. This is going to be just a little bit different program than we've had here before. Okay, this is Preparedness Friday. Yes, we're going to be talking about earthquakes. A lot of earthquakes around the globe. One of the first earthquakes I want to talk about tonight, excuse me, sorry about that. I've got allergies really bad. It's insane. But down in Papua New Guinea, down here in Papua New Guinea, let me bring this map down so you can truly see what we're showing you here. I want to make sure you guys can see it here. Over here in Papua New Guinea, last night, early this morning, at approximately 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, we had a 6.0, we had a 6.3, and we had a 6.6 earthquake. Now, while the only earthquake that is here shows a 6.6 earthquake. Isn't that interesting? They want to show us a 6.6 magnitude earthquake. Let it be. Let it be. But again, this agency, this crazy agency of ours, they don't want to admit what's going on. They have omitted earthquakes here. A lot of earthquakes here. Okay? First, this only shows a 6.6 earthquake and some other aftershocks. There is a 6.6. There have been numerous aftershocks, and they're only showing a couple here. They only still showing 2 here. There have been about 6 aftershocks. This is a 4.5, 120 kilometers deep. 4.5 moderate earthquake. This is a 4.6. Okay? These 2 earthquakes are 129 kilometers east of Kokopo, Papua New Guinea. Now, folks, I want to tell you this. We've had 7.2 earthquakes in the same area. Earlier this year, we've had a 7.2 earthquake, which is a very, very major earthquake. This 6.6 here that hit last night, this is 52 kilometers deep. 52 kilometers deep. This earthquake is 119 kilometers deep, an aftershock. This is 120 kilometers deep, also an aftershock. They did not post the 6.0 or the 6.3. Now, I'm going to take this map down just for a few minutes. I want to show you where those earthquakes hit, because they're not going to show it to us. This is a 6.3 in the same area. That's a 6.3. Okay? Let me show you the 6.0 right there. I'm sorry, this is a 6.6 also. Sorry about that. This is also the 6.6, but they had a 6.0 as well that they're not showing us. Sad but true. Sad but true. They do not want to be honest with us at all. I don't know why they don't want to be honest with us, but they don't. This is common practice with the United States Geological Survey. Heaven forbid they tell us what's going on. Okay? But 3 very strong 6s hit this area last night. Now, while this is off the coast of Papua New Guinea, this is also on an earthquake fault. And you can see this earthquake fault here, running north-south here. Okay? Out here, we have another earthquake fault. You can see it here, also running north and south. Folks, guess what that is? It's one of a number of plates. There are 7 different tectonic plates in this region. 7 different tectonic plates in this region. This is why they have so many earthquakes throughout this area. The tectonic plates go all the way over here to Tonga and Samoa. Earlier today, we had a 5.4 near Niafu, Tonga, 10 kilometers deep. Just a short while ago, with this red earthquake that you're seeing here, we're also seeing another earthquake. This happened just a little while ago. This is a 5.0 strong, very large earthquake. 5.0 large earthquake. Incredible. Literally incredible. Now, why are they not wanting to show us what's going on? That's a big question. Why are they not showing us what exactly is going on? Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid they were honest with us. They don't want to be honest with us, because if they were honest with us, people would be leaving areas in great numbers. They would be leaving dangerous areas in great numbers, because nobody wants to be around when there's a major earthquake happening. Yet we've had major earthquakes in Indonesia. We've also had major earthquakes in Tonga, just like these 2 earthquakes I just got through showing you a little bit ago. Let's go further south here. This is in the Bellini Islands, south of New Zealand. The Bellini Islands, south of New Zealand. This is a 5.5 very large earthquake. 5.0 to 5.9 are considered to be large earthquakes. 5.5 to 5.9 are considered to be very large earthquakes. Very large earthquakes. Crazy. Crazy, guys. Now you can see other earthquakes happening over here in Indonesia. Now, they're only showing a small number of earthquakes here, because heaven forbid they were honest. There are 18 earthquakes here in Indonesia today. Over here, east of Java, Kepulauan Babar, Indonesia, a moderate 4.3 earthquake. A lot further west, over 1,500 miles to the west, we have an earthquake over here in Indonesia. This is in Sumatra, Indonesia. A 4.4 earthquake here. What they're not showing us is this. Just east of this earthquake, Semeru volcano. A very large volcano erupted this time last year. It killed several people that were on the mountain. Hikers on the mountain did not know it was going to erupt. They were not notified of any shaking going on. Isn't that interesting? They were not notified of any shaking going on, so they started hiking the mountain earlier that day, and by noontime, the volcano erupted. They should have known. They should have been told. This is a 4.4 earthquake here, 124 kilometers deep, along the shoreline of Sumatra, Indonesia. Okay? Now, let's go further north here. Okay? right up here. This is just south of Mindanao, Philippines. This is a 4.5 earthquake in Sarangani, Philippines. There are 8 earthquakes here in the Philippines. Heaven forbid they tell us about it. Heaven forbid they tell us about it. Earthquakes off the northeast shoreline of Mindanao, Philippines here. Why? Because earlier this year there was an 8.4 earthquake right here. Right here. Right along the coastline of Mindanao, Philippines here. We're still having aftershocks. Yet USGS is not telling us about any of them. Stupid USGS. It's almost impossible for USGS to even do their job. Going up here, this is southwestern China. This is just east of Afghanistan and Tajikistan. This is a 4.4 moderate earthquake here. We go back out into the Pacific Ocean. This is the Bonin Islands, B-O-N-I-N Islands, southeast of Japan. Another 4.4 earthquake here. Let's go over here to Honshu. Just along the coast of Honshu today. Right here. This is another 5.5 or 5.0 earthquake here. 5.0 earthquake here. Omagawa, Japan. Omagawa, Japan. Right along the coastline. Folks, this is a populated area. This is a very populated area. I don't have any reports of damage or injuries yet. This happened at just before 1 o'clock Eastern Time today. Right in a very populated area. Large earthquakes can cause damage. Large earthquakes sometimes injure and kill people. We'll keep informed what's going on. I'll keep checking back with Japan, and I will let you know what happened here today. But a large 5.0 earthquake hit here near Omagawa, Japan. And yes, I have friends that live here, both Japanese and American friends. Further offshore from Honshu, Japan, is a 4.5 earthquake. This is far enough off the coastline in the Pacific Ocean that nobody felt this earthquake. The Pacific waters absorbed the shockwaves of this quake. 48 kilometers deep. 48 kilometers deep. Now, before I go on, I want to come over here to Europe. This is the most earthquakes we've seen here in Europe in over a week. Rarely does USGS even show us earthquakes here in Europe. They're showing us a few here today. This is over in Turkey here. Northern Turkey. This is a 4.5 earthquake. This is an aftershock of a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake, 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that happened February 3rd last year. February 3rd, 2023. This is an aftershock, a 4.5 aftershock. South of there, right here, Nurak, Turkey. This is also a 5.0 earthquake, an aftershock of that 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that happened here February 3rd, 2023. Now, there are other earthquakes all over Turkey here. They're not showing any, are they? The biggest question again I want to ask is, why not? Why not? Incredible. Tamara McGee is here in the chat saying, I live near you in Lenore, North Carolina. I believe we are on a fault line. Are we in danger of a bad earthquake? Tamara, you live closer to the earthquake fault than I do. If you know where that earthquake hit, a 5.1 earthquake hit about 4 years ago. About 4 years ago. Up in the mountains. Where we live, where you live especially, is right along the Blue Ridge Mountains. What are the Blue Ridge Mountains? The Blue Ridge Mountains are the Eastern Continental Divide. You are not in any more danger than anybody else. The Continental Divide. Yes, there's a possibility of earthquakes there. Again, we had a large 5.1 earthquake north of you 4 years ago. I visited there a year after the quake. I interviewed the city manager. I interviewed 2 city councilmen. I talked about it on our program. Several times now, I've shown everybody pictures of that earthquake after it happened. A lot of damage in that area. Fortunately, a 5.1 earthquake only caused damage. Nobody was killed and there was nobody injured as a result of that earthquake along the Eastern Continental Divide. Sparta, North Carolina. Sparta, North Carolina, north of Lenore. It's about 40 minutes north of Lenore. Incredible. I appreciate you talking about that, Tamara. Please stay tuned to this channel. And those of you that have not already subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Also, those of us that have been members of this community, or we have been watching this program for a long time, and you may have subscribed, please check your subscriptions and make sure you're still subscribed. Because YouTube keeps unsubscribing people. YouTube keeps unsubscribing people. We're also heavily suppressed. This channel's being suppressed. YouTube doesn't like us. 2 days ago, we had over 2,000 people. Actually, 3 days ago, we had over 2,000 people that watch this channel, that watched our program. We found out that happened. Over 2,000 people watched the channel. The following day, 329. Yesterday, 345, and now I believe it's closer to 500, or a little over 500. YouTube lies to everybody. I wish they would not suppress our information. Current viewers, we have 59 current viewers. We've already had 139 people that watch this channel so far tonight. I don't believe that we only have 59 people watching this channel right now. I would like to believe we have many hundreds of people watching it. It's impossible for YouTube to do anything, but they do it because they don't like us, because we tell the truth. They're being told by the government, the Biden administration, not to broadcast what we're doing. And if they do broadcast it, they have to censor us. Now, I work very hard to put these programs together, to gather information for all of you. It's unfortunate that YouTube does this, but they do it every day. They censor the program, they suppress the program, and they don't tell people when we're coming on the program either. Those of you that are subscribed to this program, right next to the subscription button, there's another button you need to click on. The little bell icon. Click on that little bell icon. A drop-down menu of 3 items will come up. Click on the word ALL, all. That should get you notified when we come on the air. But again, YouTube doesn't like us. They don't always notify you. But be advised, during the week we come on the air between 6 and 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday. We sometimes come on the air late at night or early in the morning or any time during the day. Why? Because if anything major happens, we come on the air as soon as the information becomes available. That's why it's important to click on that little bell icon, the notification button, and then click on the word ALL, so you're notified when we come on the air. If you see us on the air, come and see us. We'd love to have you here with us. If you see us, it's because there's something going on. Normally, when we come on the air between 6 and 7 o'clock, that's normal. come on there between 6 and 7 o'clock Monday through Friday because there's quite a few things we need to talk about. It's our normal broadcasting time. Just like we're showing you here. Just like we're showing you here. Good old Europe. Good old Turkey, the Middle East. Turkey has about 23 earthquakes presently. 23 earthquakes presently. Over here, this is Iran. Iran has a 4.2 earthquake. This happened also just after that earthquake happened in Papua New Guinea last night. Heidi Petrick just gave us a $20 super chat. Heidi, thank you so much for that. God bless you for that. We certainly could use that. Thank you so much, Heidi. God bless you for that. That helps us keep this program on the air. Those of you that can, you can give us super chats here on this program like Heidi did. Or right beneath this video that you're watching today. You go over to our address here that you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen. You see our email address, and you also see our post office box. 104 North Green Street, Box 105, Morganton, North Carolina, zip code is 28655. You can send us a donation through the U.S. mail, either a check or cash. Be sure if you do that, write a letter, put that letter around your donation so nobody can see through the envelope, and send it to us. Carol and I also love to see cards. Cards and letters, we'd love that. Carol just had a birthday and nobody sent her a birthday card. I got one from my brother. I also got a card from Richard and Teresa from Canada. We appreciate that so much. But folks, we'd love to see cards and letters from you. We used to see a lot of cards and letters, sometimes 1 or 2 or 3 times a week. Now, this week, we've seen only 1 card and letter. We got a package as well. Thank you, Richard, for that. We appreciate that. Anyway, getting back to this earthquake. Iran, north central Iran, a moderate 4.2 earthquake. These other 2 earthquakes up the Syria-Turkey border, aftershocks of a major earthquake last year. There are other earthquakes here in Turkey, and they're not talking about them. Why not? Again, USGS doesn't want to show it. Heaven forbid. USGS says there's 216 earthquakes worldwide. Already, I've shown you earthquakes and told you there's other earthquakes here that they haven't shown. Here in Turkey, there's about 30 earthquakes, 26, 30 earthquakes, give or take if they've taken them down or not. Off the western shore of Turkey. See all these islands? These islands belong to Greece. These are called the Volcanic Islands out here. The Volcanic Islands, there's earthquakes here as well. Earthquakes here that they're not telling us about. Earthquakes here in Greece. Earthquakes south here in Crete, the island of Crete in Greece. They're not telling us about it. There's 25 earthquakes throughout this area in Greece. Why are they not talking about it? That's what we'd like to know. So far, the biggest earthquake here in Greece was a 3.2 in western Greece. Okay? Over here off the main shoreline of Greece, over here on the island here. 3.2 earthquake here today. Okay? Let's go over here to good old Italy. They're showing us 1 earthquake over here in southern Italy. Okay? Nicola Arcella, Italy. This is a moderate earthquake, 266 kilometers deep. Still a fairly shallow earthquake. But they're not telling you about the other earthquakes also here in southern Italy. They're not showing you the other 22 earthquakes in central Italy. Those earthquakes are all 1.2, 1.3, 1.7, and only 1, 2.2 here. Why are they not showing them? I don't know. Over here in northern Italy, doggone USGS just shut our earthquakes down. I'm going to bring it back here. I can't move the map around because they shut it down. So I'm going to take it down and bring it back. I do this all the time, at least once a day here on this program. I'm back. Earthquakes are back. Let's go back here to Europe. They're only showing one earthquake here in southern Italy. Total, there's about 30 earthquakes here in Italy. They're not showing anything, are they? One earthquake is nothing. It's a moderate earthquake over on the southeastern shore of Italy. Crazy. Right alongside the Mediterranean here. Other earthquakes all over this area. There's also earthquakes up here in northern Italy along the Alps Mountains. North Italy Alps Mountains here. Most of these are also 1.7, 2.2, 2.3 earthquakes. On the northern side of the Alps Mountains here, Germany, Switzerland, and also France. Earthquakes in this area. There's also other earthquakes here in France as well. And heaven forbid they talk about it. Heaven forbid they tell us about it. You have to go over to the EMSC, the European Meteorological Agency, to find out about it. The EMSC shows about 90% of the earthquakes worldwide. USGS only showing 216 earthquakes worldwide. Bullcrap. I call it bullcrap. Throughout Europe here, I swear, guys, I swear on a stack of Bibles, there are probably close to 200 earthquakes here in Europe. They're not telling us about. They're not telling us about them. Over here in Spain, 4 earthquakes here in Spain. More earthquakes over here just west of Spain, over in the Azore Islands here. They're not talking about it. 2 earthquakes down here in the Canary Islands here. Why are they not telling us about it? Inquiring minds want to know. It's incredible. Richard Smith is telling us about another 4.5 earthquake in Mindanao, Philippines. A 3.4 in the Dominican Republic, just west of Puerto Rico. Incredible. Why are they not talking about it? Another 3.5 over in Honshu, Japan. Why are they not talking about it? Okay? Earthquakes up here in Scandinavia. 5 earthquakes in Scandinavia. 1 minor earthquake over here in Finland. Southern Sweden, we've had 2 minor tremors. 2 tremors over here in Norway, southern Norway. Why are they not talking about it? I swear, guys, it's insane. We've had some minor tremors and a couple minor earthquakes up here in Iceland. They're not reporting about it. It's insane, guys. It really is. Over here in South America, 24 earthquakes here in South America along the coastline, the western coastline of South America. Why are they not showing them? Most of those earthquakes are in Chile. Yes, there's a couple earthquakes along the shoreline over in Peru. A couple over in northern Colombia. Not showing them. This is stupidity. USBS stupidity. Even though the earthquakes that Richard Smith is showing in our chat. The number of earthquakes on this map have not changed, meaning that USGS does not want to show them. They don't want to acknowledge what's happening. All those earthquakes in South America also count to earthquakes around the world. Right here. This is just south of Panama. South of Panama and Costa Rica. This is a large earthquake here. Okay? Right out here in the Pacific Ocean. This is also south of the Cocos Plate here. Large earthquake here, 10 kilometers deep, 6.2 miles deep. But they're still not showing all the other earthquakes here. 10 earthquakes here in South America, most in Costa Rica, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and over in Costa Rica. Over here in southern Mexico, there's 28 earthquakes here in southern Mexico. They're not showing them. Why not? Why not? They're not showing any earthquakes here in northern Mexico either. Why not? What is USGS afraid of? Telling the truth? We can handle the truth, USBS. And shortly I'm going to talk to President Trump. Shortly I'm going to talk to President Trump about this. And I will even offer my services as a USGS director. Because somebody has to get this agency in tow. Because this agency is not doing anybody right. Around the world or in the United States. Aerials, if you want your message read here, you need to make this message pertinent to what we're talking about here. Pertinent to what we're talking about here. Yes, I believe in God. I believe that the wicked world's leaders are taking us down the toilet. But we're not talking about that right now. Keep your message pertinent to what we're talking about, or as one of our moderators did, they took your message down. Okay? I want to explain that to you. If your message isn't pertinent to what we're talking about, your message will disappear. Promise you. Promise you. Okay? I don't like being like that, but I'm tired of everybody talking about everything else but what we're talking about. What we're talking about is very important. I want to make sure everybody understands what we're doing here. Yes, I talk about God towards the end of our program in a devotional. I conduct a Sunday school class at 12 noon on Sundays, Eastern Time, where we talk about God and Jesus Christ. Okay? I teach Sunday school. I've been teaching Sunday school for nearly 5 years now. Incredible. So if you want to talk to people about stuff we're talking about, do so. If you don't want to talk about things we're talking about, our mods are going to take your chats down. Yes, we want people here. We want you to subscribe to our program. But please understand our rules. Again, I hate to be this direct, but it's my house and my rules. You don't want to violate my house. You don't want to violate my house. Okay? We're back here to the United States. Right here. This earthquake is down here in Baja California at the entrance to the Gulf of California. This earthquake is also on the San Andreas Fault here. The San Andreas Fault starts way up in Northern California, just offshore Northern California. We're going to get there soon. The San Andreas Fault goes all the way through California, all the way down here, and all the way down along the coastline of southern Mexico. This is a 2.0 minor earthquake, southeast of Estacion Cojula, Baja California. Okay? There are a lot more earthquakes in this area as well. We're also showing you a 2.4 here, 16.2 kilometers deep, about 12 miles deep here. This is not the only earthquakes that are here. You go further north. This is over just north of the U.S.-Mexican border. This is a place called Holtville. Holtville. I've actually been here when I was in high school. We had a speech and debate here at the Holtville High School. This is a 2.0 earthquake, also on the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault. There just happens to be a seismograph located here in Holtville at the Salton Sea Desert Research Station here in Holtville. Again, this is not the only earthquake happened here in the Imperial Valley. Typically, there are somewhere between 300 to 500 earthquakes here in the Imperial Valley every day. 300 to 500 earthquakes here every day. The other day I showed you earthquakes happen here in the Imperial Valley. They didn't show up on the map. Because again, USGS doesn't want to admit to anything going on. There is going to be a major earthquake here in Southern California. There is going to be a major earthquake here in Southern California. I promise you that. Back on April 3rd, 2010. April 3rd, 2010. There was a major 7.1 earthquake down here at the U.S.-Mexico border. Guadalupe, Victoria, Mexico. That earthquake was felt. Actually, let me back up just a second. It happened in Guadalupe, Victoria, Mexico, near Mexicali and Calexico. Mexico border there. That earthquake is felt all the way over in Arizona. That earthquake was felt all the way over in San Diego and up into northern Los Angeles. This earthquake did a lot of damage, but fortunately did not kill anybody. There was major damage in Calexico and major damage in Mexicali, and major damage here in the Imperial Valley. There's quite a bit of damage over here in San Diego County, around downtown San Diego right here. Skyscrapers swayed back and forth during that earthquake. Plate glass windows fell hundreds of feet to the ground, shattering on the sidewalk and the pavement in downtown San Diego. There was breakage of other windows and things throughout San Diego County as well. Major damage all over Southern California as a result of that earthquake at the border of California and Mexico. That was a major earthquake there. Again, we are going to have another major earthquake in Southern California. I'm not going to say it's going to be in the Imperial Valley. It might not be. But it could happen in the Imperial Valley. It could happen in San Diego County. It could happen in Los Angeles or east of Los Angeles along the San Andreas Fault. People that live along the San Andreas Fault are in danger. I'm just going to tell you, you're in danger. The San Andreas Fault has hundreds of earthquakes every day. Hundreds of earthquakes every day. Most of the time, nobody knows about it because the agency won't tell you about it. Even over here on the east side of the Salton Sea. This is just north of Bombay Beach. We talked about Bombay Beach. Usually they have anywhere from 12 to 20 earthquakes every day at Bombay Beach. This just north and west of Bombay Beach in the water of the Salton Sea. This is a 1.8 tremor here. Like I said, it's not the only earthquake here. Every day Bombay Beach has anywhere from, say, 11 to 20 earthquakes in Bombay Beach alone. 400 to 500 earthquakes in the Imperial Valley every day. They're only showing us 2 of those. Over here, this is Ocotillo Wells, also in the Imperial Valley, and then the foothills of the Chocolate Mountains. If you watch Top Gun, the movie, you saw the Chocolate Mountains because they did aerial photography of those jets doing fighter jet passes over the Chocolate Mountains between San Diego and the El Centro Naval Air Station. This is a 1.6 tremor here. Right over here, just west of El Centro Naval Air Station. This is a 1.9 tremor. 1.9 tremor. This is El Centro Naval Air Station here. USGS says this is 14 kilometers west of Imperial Valley. I'm sorry, not Imperial Valley, Imperial, California. Imperial, California is a town. Why are they not showing us exactly how far it is from El Centro Naval Air Station? I'm telling you right now. This is about 1.5 miles west of El Centro Naval Air Station. Over here, this is the town of El Centro. Why are they not even referring to this earthquake near El Centro? Instead, they want to refer to another town here. And that's all fine and good. That's all fine and dandy. This is the town of Imperial right here. This is the town of Imperial. That earthquake has no relationship to the town of Imperial. They are lying through their teeth. Lying through their teeth. This is Imperial here. The earthquake is all the way over here. It's closer to Naval Air Station, El Centro. It's closer to El Centro City. USGS is not even being honest with themselves or us. Okay? I've been there. I've been there. Everybody knows where this earthquake is. Anybody that lives in the Imperial Valley knows where this earthquake is. And they still can't get it right. Yeah. Don Padoka says, it may be classified. Oh, really? We'd like to think it might be classified, but it's not. I guarantee it's not. I guarantee it's not classified. Don's having fun with me here. Wendy B47, it's good to see you here. Thank you, Wendy, for being here. We appreciate you here. Heidi Petrick is reporting a 1.79 tremor 3 miles northeast of Kingston, Washington. Not surprising. But again, the United States Geological Survey is not reporting it. Terrible thing. Terrible thing. Over here in San Diego County, East San Diego County. This is Pine Valley, California, a 1.2 tremor. This is, they say this is Ocotillo Wells. It's not. Sorry. This is just east of Julian. Just east of Julian. Notice where this earthquake is. It's at the top of the Chocolate Mountains here. The top of the Chocolate Mountains. The earthquake we talked about a few minutes ago, this is Ocotillo Wells. This is the top of the Chocolate Mountains here. That earthquake over in Ocotillo Wells is at the foothills of the Chocolate Mountains. Eastern side of the Chocolate Mountains. Incredible here. USGS still cannot tell us the truth of what's going on here. Now, you see there are other earthquakes here in the not in the Imperial Valley, but over here in Borrego Springs and the Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. These earthquakes you see in this area here. Okay? I'm giving you the information where they're at. I'm giving you the information where they're at. I'm showing you locations here. Okay? For example, here. Okay? Up here. This is Yucaipa, along the western side of the San Andreas Fault. However, Yucaipa happens to be on the San Jacinto Fault. San Jacinto Fault intersects with the San Andreas Fault. Okay? San Jacinto Fault intersects with the San Andreas Fault. Right here on the San Andreas Fault, Banning, California. This is all part of the Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, most of which is in northeast San Diego County. We go over here. Southeastern Los Angeles, Corona, California, a 1.2 tremor. Here in the LA area, they typically have about 300 earthquakes here in the greater Los Angeles area. Why are they only showing us these few earthquakes here? Because they don't want us to know what's going on. We come over here. Malibu, California. Earthquakes here. This is 1.5 tremor here. This is a 2.6 here in northern Malibu. Northern Malibu, okay? Yes, we also have some fires still burning here in the Ventura County area. Ventura County. Moore Park, California. Rancho Palos Verdes. Western Rancho Palos Verdes. Del Amo area. Fires are still burning here. Hopefully, CAL FIRE and the respective fire departments here are going to get these put out hopefully this week. Hopefully. There is some containment already. Okay? Hopefully that will happen. Now, I'm not going to show you all the earthquakes all over San Diego County or even all over California. Let's go up here just offshore from Northern California. This is on the Gorda Escarpment. Notice this earthquake fault? This is the Gorda Escarpment. This is a 2.6 minor earthquake. It's west of these other two earthquake faults here. We told you a little bit earlier that the San Andreas Fault starts right here. It does. The San Andreas Fault intersects with the Cascadia Subduction Zone, which is that earthquake fault line going north. The Cascadia Subduction Zone and the Gorda Escarpment. This area where it joins here is called the Triple Junction. This area is offshore from Northern California, approximately 100 miles, 97 kilometers offshore from Northern California on the Gorda Escarpment. This is the Southern Cascadia Subduction Zone region. The Southern Cascadia Subduction Zone region, guys. The Cascadia Subduction Zone goes further north here, all the way up here to British Columbia, Canada. Goes all the way up here to Queen Charlotte Island, or what they want to call now as Haida Gwaii. Haida Gwaii. This is Queen Charlotte Island here. Queen Charlotte Island here, Haida Gwaii. Okay, the Cascadia Subduction Zone goes all the way up here. Okay, the Cascadia earthquake that we are expecting is going to happen offshore from Vancouver Island and Seattle, Tacoma, Washington. The Cascadia Subduction Zone earthquake is going to be on a magnitude of a 10.0 to 9.0 earthquake. A very devastating earthquake. A very devastating earthquake. We're going to talk more about this on Monday. Okay, it's been a while since we talked about Cascadia, but on Monday we will. Further south here, we passed this by a minute ago. This is on the Blanco Fracture Zone off the coast of Oregon, off the coast of Bandon, Oregon. This is a 3.4 small earthquake. 3.4 earthquakes happen here all the time. We've also recently, just a month or so ago, had a large 5.3 earthquake here as well. That happens. That happens. Okay? Are we going to expect a Cascadia earthquake? Yes. Probably within the next 5 years. That's why I like to talk about these earthquakes over here. Okay? Yes, we're having some earthquakes over in Washington State here. Okay? This happens. This is Mount St. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Yes, I am sorry. This is Mount St. Helens here. They're showing a minor tremor. A 0.1 minor tremor. But guess what? It's not the only earthquake that's here. USGS again isn't telling us the truth. There are dozens of earthquakes over here at Mount St. Helens today. Dozens of earthquakes. Further west here, over here in Cathlamet, Washington, they say this is a 1.6 explosion. It's not. There was no explosion here. Notice where this earthquake was. This was in the river here. There was no explosion here. This is a 1.6 tremor here. 1.6 tremor here underneath this river here. Now, yes, some of you may have questions about earthquake faults. Usually there are earthquakes underneath the river. Not earthquake. There are earthquake faults underneath the river. Earthquake faults underneath the rivers. It happens. This may be an earthquake fault here. This may be an earthquake fault, but it's definitely not an explosion. I wish USGS would get their acts together. They're lying to the public to say there was an explosion in the river. There was not. This was a tremor, a seismic tremor. A seismic tremor here. Okay? Southwest from Cathlamet, Washington. Okay? Stupid USPS. This here is also an explosion, allegedly. It's not. It's not. This is a 1.6 tremor here, north of Oakville, Washington. North of Oakville, Washington. Half-mile north of Oakville, Washington, a 1.6 tremor. Now we can zoom in here. They say it was an explosion. This is a semi-forested area. Now, folks, in fact, I'm going to start putting a visual here in my bag of tricks here on my broadcast software where I can show this to you as a and I want to thank Demon Catman for that. He designed it here. This is either a spontaneous combustus carnivorous, an exploding tree, or it's a tremor. It's a tremor here. Spontaneous combustus carnivorous, an exploding tree here near Oakville, Washington. It's not an explosion, guys. Oh, gosh. Just a second. Let me see if I have that. I may have it here in my bag of tricks on my computer. I know I saved it. I did save it to my computer here. But you got to see this. This is hilarious. Demon Catman sent me it, and I saved it to my bag of tricks on my hard drive here. But I want you guys to see this because it's hilarious. I'm looking for it, Demon Catman. I know I got it here. Well, I think I'm just... Oh, I did find it. Good. Cool. Cool. I found it, guys. I'm going to keep the earthquake here. This is what Demon Catman made for me. Spontaneous combustus carnivorous. An exploding tree. An exploding tree, isn't that something? Demon Catman, thanks for that. Don Patoka says that might be a badger digging, Ron. Yeah, it could be. It could be a badger digging. Gosh. I just love it. I just love it. Spontaneous combustus carnivorous. Incredible. But this is the kind of crap that USBS puts up. Okay? Don says, if that is an explosion, where is the ATF? I agree. I went digging for this, okay? When I saw that earlier, and yes, it allegedly happened at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Eastern Time, so I had plenty of time to do some digging, and there was no explosion. There was absolutely no explosion anywhere near here, okay? Again, the United States Geological Survey loves to lie. They love to lie. That's what they do best. They lie and lie and lie. Okay? Over here near Mount Rainier, we talked about Mount Rainier and all the other volcanoes earlier this week. There are earthquakes here at Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens. But again, USGS is still not being honest with us. They can't be. They're showing a 0.91.0 tremor here. Now, this 0.91.0 tremor happened a half mile deep. A half mile deep inside Mount Rainier. That is down inside the volcano. This other one is a 0.6 microquake. This is 1 mile deep inside the volcano. In the magma chamber inside the volcano. But I'm telling you right now, there are at least 2 or 3 dozen tremors and earthquakes here at Mount Rainier today. 2 or 3 dozen earthquakes and tremors here at Mount Rainier today. Mount Rainier is getting ready to erupt. It is showing signs of eruption, meaning earthquakes and shaking all over around this area. Okay? West Mount Rainier in the foothills. 0.5 microquake. This is a 0.4 microquake here. Okay? In the foothills just west of Mount Rainier. Now, I'm not going to bother giving you the details where they say they are because they're not. They're nowhere near Ashford, Washington. I don't know why USBS has to continue to lie, but that's what they're doing here. Further north here, they say this is a tremor here, 5 kilometers northeast of Kingston, Washington. Where is it at? Let me show you guys. It's over in the Puget Sound area. Over in the Puget Sound area. 1.8 tremor here. Southwest of there, this is a This is a 1.0 tremor. 6 kilometers west-southwest of Erlands Point, Kitsap Lake, Washington. Okay? 1.0 tremor here. Incredible. Incredible. Now I'm going to take you over into the Aleutian Island area here. All the way back here into northern Pacific Ocean. This is a 4.7 earthquake. This is west of Atka, Alaska. It's east of Atka, Alaska. About 200 miles south, or 200 miles west of here, near Atka, Alaska, we had a 5.1 earthquake yesterday. A 5.1 earthquake here yesterday, right here. Today, all we have here is a 2.1 minor earthquake here. And over here, we have a 4.7 moderate earthquake here. Okay? This is 66 kilometers east of Atka, Alaska. They say it's southeast. It's not. It's east of Atka, Alaska. Yes, over here in south central Alaska, you see some earthquakes. This is normal. But again, USGS is not even showing you all the earthquakes here. Here in south central Alaska, we typically have 40 to 60 earthquakes here every day. They're not showing anywhere near that today. They're showing one earthquake north of Mount McKinley today, right here in Denali National Park. 1.7 tremor north of Denali National Park here. North and east, actually it's in Denali National Park, but it's north and east of Mount McKinley. This earthquake here west of Mount McKinley is a 2.1 earthquake here. This is southwest of Mount McKinley here. USBS says it's 63 kilometers southwest of Denali. It's not. This is southwest of Denali. Southwest of Denali. Okay? Southwest of Denali. Okay? But very few other earthquakes are here. Now there's one earthquake I want to tell you about here. This is up here in northern Alaska. The reason I want to talk about it, this is up in the Arctic Circle. This area here is a tundra. This is the tundra of Alaska here. This is a 1.5 tremor here. 80 kilometers north-northwest of Arctic Village, Alaska. Okay? Up here in the tundra. It's in the Arctic Circle area here. Okay? I want to show you that. We don't often get earthquakes here, but when we do, I try to show you that. Now, we basically take you around the world. Instead of 216 earthquakes worldwide, I'm telling you right now, there are close to 1,000 earthquakes worldwide. Close to 1,000 earthquakes worldwide. Why is USGS lying to us? Heaven knows. I've almost given up on trying to figure out why they have to lie. They just do. That's what USGS does best. Lie through their teeth. Whine through their teeth. It's almost as if they don't know better, but they do. They do know better. Anyway, that's my report on earthquakes. Now, this is Preparedness Friday. We're a little over an hour into our program. I'm asking you right now, what would you like to talk about in the terms of emergency preparedness? What would you like to talk about in the way of emergency preparedness? I'm willing to talk about almost any subject. Over the years, I've talked about different types of preparedness to many crowds throughout the U.S. Okay, I've done disaster drills in 39 states. I've traveled around the country. I've done preparedness fairs. When cities and towns across the United States have asked me to come see them. I have. All I ask is they pay for my plane fare and pay for my meals and hotel, and I'll come to talk to your whole city. Get me a venue, pay for my hotel and food and my plane fare, and I'll come see you. And I have. I've got hundreds of topics I can talk about. Is there anything specific you all would want me to talk about? Sign Digger is here. Thank you, Sign Digger, for being here. Please subscribe to our channel and also click on the notification bell so you get notified when we come on the air. Richard Smith is in about 30 is going to watch the Tyson fight. Yes, Tyson is going to beat Jake Paul. Now, I know Jake Paul. Why? Because I know his brother. His brother is a wrestler. Jake Paul used to also wrestle, so I'm very familiar with him. Jake Paul also likes President Trump, as well as his brother likes President Trump. Anyway, Jake Paul is probably going to get his butt handed to him unless the whole thing is a setup and planned. Unreal. Sign Digger says, prepare spiritually for eternity. I agree. Not this land and the time we live in now, all will perish. I don't believe all will perish. A lot of people are going to perish because they won't be prepared. They're not going to be prepared physically, mentally, or spiritually. Just not. Hey, Rob52, it's good to hear from you. I called you earlier, but I left a message for you. Thank you for being here, Rob. God bless you for that. Arnold Smith's here. Emergency capping equipment for backpacking in the woods. Can you put together the stuff I already have? It's interesting how you guys like me to talk about this stuff. I already have it ready. Yes, we can talk about it right now. Let's see here. Yeah, we can talk about backpacking, emergency camping, that kind of thing. Actually, you know something? I'm going to put up a image here. Yes, I do have a I have a bunch of files here. And one of the things people might not know about me is that I've been doing these disaster preparedness things for a long, long time. And in doing those, I have video, I have documents that I can show you, I have narrative reports that I've written. I'm ready. I'm probably more prepared than most people. Sometimes my wife looks at me going, oh man, what is he doing now? I'm talking. I'm talking. That's one of the things I do. I talk. Okay? But more than anything, I want to make sure everybody's prepared. I want to make sure that everyone is prepared. Let's see here. Heidi Petrick just gifted 5 memberships to the Emergency Management Associates here. Jerry L. was just gifted a membership. Brian D. was gifted a membership. Dawn Morning was just gifted a membership. Cyber Farm also gifted a membership. And Princess Mish was also gifted a membership given to you by Heidi Petrick. Those of you that got memberships, please thank Heidi Petrick for that. She gave you a 1-month membership to our Emergency Management Associates team here. We appreciate that. Yes, we do have membership-only videos here. Membership-only programs. Okay? So yes, be prepared for that. Let's look here. Keeps coming back to that. Just a second here. Okay. Can't be it. Oh, let's see here. There it is. This image I just came up here, I've had it for a very long time. I picked this up someplace in my travels, but this is it's called a year of prepping. The big one's coming. The earthquake that topples walls, destroys bridges, and kicks up shorelines. It batters, tsunamis come and batter the area. What should you do? Okay? Again, this is about preparing. Emergency preparedness. Now, emergency preparedness doesn't happen all at once. Okay? You can start pulling up information for yourself. It might take time. Yes, Don Patoka says, can I email that? I will. I'll email this out. Okay? Preparedness takes time. Notice it says month 1, month 2, month 3. I'll pull this down all the way through month 12. Things that you can do every month to become prepared. Okay? It says prep your home. All these things you can do to prep your home. Prep your ride. Okay? Preparing your car. Serious prep here. Okay? All things that you can do to become more prepared here. I'm going to try to zoom in here so you can better see what we're talking about here. Okay? Let's go down here to month 1. Month 1 here. Add 3 gallons of water. Each person per day during an emergency, you need to have put away 3 gallons of water per person per day. 3 gallons of water per person per day. It says 1 jar of peanut butter. 1 jar of peanut butter. A hand Okay, this is a hand-sped can opener. A large can of juice. A can of meat. Fish or beans. That's protein. Okay? Pet food. Diapers. And then baby food. Okay? That's month 1. What else do you need to do here? Complete a personal assessment of your needs and the resources you already may have on hand. Complete an assessment of your needs and resources you may already have on hand. Also, the same month, we're talking beginning right now, okay? Date each perishable food item you have. Date each perishable food item you have. You're going to want to keep your food fresh. Eat the oldest first and proceed back to the fresh stuff behind it. Keep the older food in front and put the newer food in back. Rotate your food. That way you have the freshest food you can have. Okay? Date each perishable food item with a marking pen. Rotate your food. Again, we can go month 1, month 2, month 3, all the way to month 12. Preparedness is not something you can do normally in one day or even 1 month. It takes time. It takes time. Now, we've talked about the Cascadia subduction zone having a major earthquake. That major earthquake can happen at any day. It's already 32 years past due. But I still don't think we're going to have a Cascadia magnitude earthquake, a Cascadia megathrust earthquake, for another 5 years. Scientists are even saying it could be 25 years or even 50 years. I don't think it's going to take that long. But we're expecting a major earthquake in the Pacific Northwest. This is a 1 year plan here. This is a 1 month or 1 year plan here. I'm showing you 1 month right here. Okay? You can do this. That's why it's broken down like this. We talked about emergency preparedness before. I'll be talking about emergency preparedness until the cows come home. Why is that? Because I believe in emergency preparedness, and 2, I believe everybody needs to have a plan. You need to write your plans. You need to have an emergency preparedness kit. You need to have a preparedness kit for each member of your family. You need to have a preparedness kit for each member of your family. You need to have a preparedness kit in your car. A car preparedness kit. Not just food for you and your others in your car, but how about water for your car? Or in the very least, radiator fluid. Okay? How about spare oil in case you have an oil leak? How about tools for your car in case you break down on the side of the road to make sure you can get back on the road? You need to have a spare tire and a jack and a tire iron. You may also have to have something to pump up your tire if your spare tire is low on air. Make sure you have a preparedness kit for your car, and possibly even something to charge your battery with or to jump your battery with. Okay? A preparedness kit for your car, a preparedness kit for your home, a preparedness kit for each member of your family or anybody else that's living in your family. This is absolutely what you have to have, okay, in order to survive. We talked about this many times before, and I'm dead serious about this, guys. It's not just for earthquake preparedness. This has very little to do with earthquake preparedness. This is preparedness for anything that could happen to you. It could be a job loss. What happens if you lose your job and you're without money? Having a preparedness kit in your home would be very valuable to you. Having backup food in your home can be very valuable to you until you can find another job for you and your family. Okay? It's very important. What I'm saying, this is very, very important. I talk about this all the time. Sometimes I think that you guys might get tired of it. Okay? Now, you guys wanted me to talk about backpacking. Okay? For emergencies. Say you have to leave your home. You have to bug out. You may not have a car. Okay? If you have a car, it gets a little bit easier because you can transfer your stuff from your house to your car and then drive to a location. But you're going to want to still have your stuff so you can take it with you. You may have to hike into a place. It will be very bulky to have to carry big, huge, bulky containers like I have here. Yes, I can load my preparedness supplies. I have containers here, about 28 inches long and about, I want to say, another 20 inches deep, another 20 inches wide. Containers. Okay? How about a backpack? How about a backpack? Now, it's very hard to backpack water into where you need to go. You may have to have a live straw. A live straw. A live straw may look like a pen just like this. One end of it you can put in your mouth. The other end you can put in a stream or even in a cup of water you dipped out of a stream. The filter in this live straw is good for 5,000 gallons of water. It will provide you for 5,000 gallons of water. So no matter what water you have or how contaminated it is, this live straw can save your life because you need water. You need water. You may not be able to carry it in your backpack, but you need water. So having a live straw with you is very, very handy. Okay? A live straw. Okay? Now, you may be able to get by with some food. May be able to get by with some food. This is what I'm talking about. This is a 3-day power pack of energy. This is 72 hours worth of food. 72 hours worth of food in this container right here. Yes, this is from 4 Patriots Food. I have several different kinds of freeze-dried food here. Not just from 4 Patriots, but 90% of my food and my other things that I have here in my home, including flashlights, I've got a solar cooker that can get me hot water within a matter of minutes. I can have hot water by just putting the solar cooker in the sun, and I have instant hot water. I have solar panels here to help provide me power, but I have this freeze-dried food. All I have to do is put this in water and cook it, and I have a meal. 72 hours worth of food right here. Morning, noon, and night. And some snacks are also here. You may need this 72-hour food kit here. For those of you that are interested, let me give you the number. 4 Patriots. The number is 800-607-0943. 800-607-0943. When you call 4 Patriots, tell them I told you to call. Ron Tyler from Emergency Management Associates told you to call. Okay? Situations can be very dangerous. Make sure you have food and make sure you have a source of water. Make sure you have a source of water. In each of our 72-hour kits we have here, I have pots and pans. Pots and pans that fold up into a very small commodity like this that fit in our backpack. We also have 3 shirts, 2 pair of pants, and a sturdy pair of shoes besides the shoes we're wearing. Okay? We also have sleeping bags. I tell people to have hats. Have a hat with you to protect your head and keep heat in your body as well. Okay? Gloves. I have 3 pair of gloves in our 72-hour kit. Why? To protect our hands. Okay? Yes, these are leather gardening gloves, but they can be used for almost anything. We have several tents. We have a family tent, and we have several other 2 to 3 man tents. So we have shelters we can have here within literally a matter of minutes, and we have a shelter over our head. Okay? Carol and I bought a long time ago a pop-up. Okay? It has 4 legs, and it has a shelter roof also. We can put that in the front of our tent so we have added shelter, or we can put that out away from our tent, or we can have a table that we have here. Okay, yes, we have some folding tables we can take with us, and some chairs, some camping chairs, and all of a sudden we have a little bit of home with us. Okay? You can do whatever you want, but you need to be ready for whatever happens. These are just some of the things you need to be aware of. Things you need to have out on the trail. You're going to want to have a place to sleep. Make sure you have a comfortable sleeping bag, and maybe even a wool blanket you can take with you to keep you warm. This time of year, we're in the winter season. You need a good winter coat to keep you warm. Pants. Consider some good denim pants to help protect your legs and keep you warm. Maybe even long underwear, since we're in the winter season here. No matter what season you have, make sure you go through your 72-hour kit like we have here. Go through your 72-hour kit and take out the summer or fall and make it winter clothing. Or take your winter clothing out and make it summer clothing. Go through your 72-hour kit and make sure you have the equipment that you need. Okay? Make sure you have the things you need. Carol and I have an emergency preparedness kit as well. We have a medical kit. Yes, we have a medical kit with bandages and all kinds of things, including scissors and a buck knife. Yes, a buck knife. Okay? You never know when I might have to do surgery and sew it up. I'm a former EMT. You may want to get some first aid training. You may need to go out and get some first aid training. The Red Cross gave me that training. And yes, I am a certified instructor. But make sure you get some first aid training as well. Now, you may not be able to do surgery like I've done. I am a rare case. Okay? A doctor taught me to do the things I do and that I've done. Okay? A doctor showed me and taught me. You don't have that same privilege that I did. But you need blankets, you need bandages of all kinds, large and small, and even a 3-foot sheet, a 3-foot white sheet, or any kind of sheet. You may need to make that into a tourniquet, or a way to put that sheet around your neck and around your arm and make it so you have a place to put your arm if you get hurt, to stabilize your arm. Okay? You can do that. Have all kinds of bandages. Small finger bandages, thumb-sized bandages, butterfly bandages, or large pieces of gauze and medical white tape. Medical white tape. In an emergency, you may have a lot of gauze, or you have these cut-up pieces of sheet, okay, that you can turn into bandages. If you don't have enough medical tape, guess what? Duct tape works very well. duct tape works very well. Duct tape is better than anything. Okay? You may always want to have a roll of duct tape with you. Okay? Absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary. You need to be prepared for whatever happens. Food, a medical kit, first aid kit, food, water, shelter. You need some basic tools. Okay? Like I said, I've got all kinds of knives. From buck knives in my 72-hour kit. I've got a medical kit of scissors and a buck knife from my medical kit. Fits in one of my pockets of my BDU pants. It's great. Just slip that medical kit in my buck pants, or pockets of my buck pants, and away I go. Okay? My medical kit is also in my 72-hour kit. I can do anything I need to do. But make sure you have a decent backpack. Make sure you have a decent backpack. Not just a backpack that you see sold in Walmart for your kids' school stuff. This is a heavy-duty backpack that's large enough to make sure you can strap a tent to it on the outside, strap your sleeping bag below it, whatever you need. Okay? This is necessary, guys. Necessary. Now, Don Patoga's here in the chat. And yes, I have talked about Don Patoga's chat postings here because what he's posting is very important. He says, when setting up kits and bags, try to have items of multi-use to lower the weight and volume of your backpack. Multi-use items. Multi-use items. For example, this is a multi-knife here. A multi-knife. Okay? Yes, I have blades here. I have blades. I also have a fork on it. A fork. Yes, the fork might not be available like a spoon is, but I have a fork to stir stuff with. The fork will also give me some sustenance to be able to lift food up to my mouth with. It may not act like a spoon, but I can use it, and if I have liquid, I can drink it. It also has a screwdriver here. A screwdriver. A pliers here. I've got everything here. Okay? I got everything. Now, around the house, I have a knife from my pocket. Okay? Notice it has a pocket clip. You clip that to your pocket and you always have a knife with you. You can use this knife for almost anything. Sage Pup says he just got booted off YouTube again, and now he says he can't get the chat to work. I'm sorry about that, Sage Pup. Doggone YouTube. I just hate them for doing that. They don't like me here, okay? YouTube doesn't like me. That's because I tell the truth. I give people what they need. I tell people what they need. I show people what they need. YouTube doesn't like that. Back during COVID, YouTube hated my guts because I told the truth. I got taken down off of YouTube because of it. They slapped my hands. YouTube slapped my hands, I don't know how many times, like 6 or 7. They made it so I couldn't even talk to you guys. They would knock me off the air 2 or 3 times at a time. Sometimes I get knocked off the air for 2 or 3 days, sometimes a week, and one time I got knocked off for a month. After that, they took my channel down completely. They took my channel down completely. Go figure. Go figure. I took the channel back up. I started a new channel. And all of you now have my new channel right here. Okay? I'm back. and I'm back permanently. YouTube spanked my hands. The things I talked about were true. Scientifically proven truth. But the government told YouTube not to let people like me talk to you. They told YouTube and Facebook and other social media places, oh, don't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen. Censor them. Take them down. That's what they did. Now, everything I talked about 3 years ago was the truth. And I got spanked for it. I came back, and now we're talking about it again. And again, and again. Folks, I'm here forever now. I'm literally here for all of you. That's why we're here tonight. You need to start preparing right now. Okay? Buy a little of this and little of that every time you can. Now, a lot of people have told me over the years, Ron, I can't afford more than 75 cents or $1 every time I go to the store. Fine. Buy one extra can of something. Buy one extra can of food or a package of food and put it in the back of your pantry. Now at least you have maybe 2 or 3 cans in your pantry of one specific product. So the next time you go to the store, you take another $1 and add to another can of food or a package of food. Now you have 2 or 3 packages of food. You know what I'm talking about? Over time, you can get the emergency food that you need. You're building up your emergency food storage. Okay? You're building up your emergency food storage. Now, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has said to at least have 1 gallon of water per person, 1 gallon of water per person per day. I say 3. Why? For all intents and purposes, you're going to want to have water to drink. You're going to have water to prepare food. You're going to have water for cleaning. Now, you might not use a full gallon of water to clean with, to wash your hands, wash your face, or to wash your food or your kitchen utensils with. If you don't use all the water one day, you can use it the next. Okay? But you need to have water to drink. Without water, you can't go very far. Without food and water, you're not going to last more than 2 or 3 days. Consider that. Okay? Now, Rob52 is here in the chat, and this is important. So I'm going to repeat it. How about those people in North Carolina? People that are now homeless here in Western North Carolina. Still. They're living in basically tiny homes. FEMA put up tiny homes. Contractors came up and built tiny homes for these people. At least now they have a shelter over their heads. They have a heater to stay warm. They have a place to sleep, a place to call home. But the regular homes were destroyed in a huge hurricane and the floods resulting from that hurricane. Some people are still homeless. What about them? Yes, there are agencies helping them. Many churches, including my own, gathered supplies and took them up to the people in Western North Carolina. We gathered supplies, took them to Lenore, and then transferred those supplies either down to Hickory to the airport to fly them into Asheville and other areas around the western part of North Carolina. They have supplies, they have food, they have clothing, they have coats, they have boots. The county of Burke County, where I live, the county gathered clothing, shoes, boots, and everything. The county took those supplies that we gathered here in Morganton, North Carolina, where the county headquarters is. We took those supplies up to Western North Carolina as well. The county and churches from this area and all over North Carolina gathered supplies and took them up into Western North Carolina. At least they have the things they need now. Okay? At least they have a start. Now, if it gets to be where they need more things, they can tell us, and we will put out a call to gather supplies again. There are thousands of people who were homeless. That hurricane blew in here. It was a manufactured hurricane. Okay? It was weather manipulation that caused it. It wasn't supposed to go up this far north either. It was supposed to die out somewhere around Georgia and Kentucky and go out west. It didn't do that. It went through Florida, Georgia, South and North Carolina, and finally out into Virginia and out into the Atlantic Ocean. Manufactured hurricane. 65 to 70 mile per hour winds went through here. One of my families that I know and love here, the Taggarts, had their home destroyed when 2 tall trees fell in the home and obliterated the home. Friends of ours had a rental home that they had just cleared, and they had to still clean some stuff out that Sunday. But that Sunday, one of our friends opened up that home to the Taggarts. And we went to the old Taggart home and pulled their clothing and supplies out of their home that was now destroyed and took it to their new home. Many other people had the same things, same kind of situations. People helped each other. People helped each other. That's what emergencies are about. Families helping others. Families helping others. Those that have provide for those that have not. I help gather supplies from where I live. I was working with the Lieutenant Governor's office. I was working with the county here and several other organizations, even Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck loaded 3 plane loads of supplies from Texas and flew them over here to Hickory. Then they were transferred. The Hickory is the larger town north of where Carol and I live. They have a regional airport. So Glenn Beck loaded 3 plane loads of supplies, flew them into Hickory Airport. Then with helicopters, they ferried those supplies over to the mountain communities in western North Carolina. Unreal. That's how that worked. Diane Cummins says, how can you get a printout of the page that Ron has on the left side of the screen? Guys, you can take this and if you're on a computer, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. If you guys want a shot of this prepping page that I have here, send me your email. Send me an email, and I will send this copy of this to you. It's easy. It's easy. Demon Catman put up our email address. Demon Catman put up our email address. And right below at the bottom of the screen today, and sorry I accidentally shut off a minute ago, our email address is here as well as our post office box. Carol and I would love to see cards and letters from you, like I said earlier. Please do that. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to help support this program, do so. We'd appreciate that as well. Also, just below this program, besides our email address and our post office box, we also have our Venmo and our PayPal location. You can help support the program that way as well. We have 2 PayPal addresses and we have a Venmo address. You can help supply donations to us that way too, and we greatly appreciate it. It helps keep this program on the air. Carol and I consider those sacred funds. We don't spend them hilly-nilly. We consider those funds sacred to us. They help pay the bills to keep a roof over our head and keep this program on the air. My internet provider upped the cost of our internet. It takes a gig of bandwidth to keep us on the air. They just upped the cost of our bandwidth $4 a month. We were already paying earlier this year $240 a month. Then it was $250 a month. Now it's $255 a month. $255 a month, $254 and some change. Just to do this program. It takes money to put this program on. Okay? This is not just for me. Carol and I do this for all of you. We love you. We care about you. Okay? What I've told you today is very important. Okay? When you have to go backpack, you fill your backpack with the supplies we talked about today, including that live straw so you can drink water that may be contaminated, and this live straw will save your life. This live straw will save your life. Yes, you can get other water available for drinking and cooking and washing and stuff like that, but be careful. Be careful. Arnold Smith says, Ron, I just sent you a small request for a list of files. I'll send those files to you, Arnold. May not be tonight, but I'll send them to you tomorrow. Okay? Do you guys have any other questions for me? Now, Don Patoga says something else that's important here. There we were, standing in the headlights of a sensor diesel. Then out of nowhere, wham! It knocked us under a bus running alongside. Are you truly ready? Are you truly ready, Freddy? Or maybe you're going to run into that bad guy, Freddy. How are you going to get away? How are you going to survive when crap hits a fan? Or as I like to say, when crap hits the oscillator. What are you going to do? Use logic. Logic over emotion. We might get all agitated because something happens. Control your emotions. Be logical. Be centered. Be calculated. Collected. Be concerted. Stay focused. Stay coordinated. Each one of us is very unique. Ponder what will work for you. Ponder what will work for you and do it. I have files upon files upon files of emergency preparedness information because I have given preparedness talks. I have given preparedness talks literally around this country. I've given preparedness presentations to all of you throughout the years. That information is still here on YouTube on our program. Anywhere where it says preparedness in the title of our program, you're going to want to take a look at it. Go back through our programs. We have over 600 programs so far on this channel now. Prior to this channel, I had another channel with over 1,000 programs. I think it was 2,000 or 3,000 programs. I've been talking about emergency preparedness for a long time. Be prepared. It's more than just a Boy Scout slogan. It's a daily effort. It's a daily and monthly effort to stay prepared. It's a lifestyle. Being prepared is a lifestyle. Rob52 just sent us another $10 super chat. Rob, thank you so much, brother. God bless you. Rob is one of my dearest friends as well here. Rob, I just gave you an EMA sticker on your super chat, and I just give you a thumbs up for that. Thank you so much for all you do, too. I want to thank all of our mods here. I want to thank all of our mods. We have the best mod squad in the business. Mods, I love each and every one of you so much. I love all of our EMA family here. All of you, members and non-members alike, I love all of you. Please know that. Carol and I pray for each one of you. Every night we pray for each one of you. And for those of you that have asked special blessings, Carol and I say special prayers for each one of you. And you guys know who we're talking about. We love each and every one of you. Arnold Smith says Canadian weather is different from North Carolina, especially in January and February when it's minus 40 degrees Celsius. Okay? Minus 40 degrees Celsius. That is, I don't remember what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's very, very cold. We get down to about, I want to say 0 degrees Celsius here. Sometimes we've had minus 16 degrees Celsius. That's the coldest it's been here in North Carolina. In Utah, we saw the same thing. Yes, we had cold, we had snow. Several times we had like 18 inches of snow on the ground over in Sandy, Utah. We get 4 inches here and 4 inches there, and occasionally we get a big blizzard for a day or so, and we have 16, 18 inches of snow. When I lived in Denver, in Littleton, Colorado, just southwest of the big downtown Denver, in Littleton we had a blizzard that lasted 3 days. The first day we had 3 foot of snow. The second day we had 3 foot of snow more. So now we had 6 feet of snow. The third day we had 9 feet of snow total. 3 feet, 3 feet, and 3 feet. I had snow piled 6 feet deep over the top of my car, my truck. I had 6 feet of snow over the top of my truck. I had to knock that snow off the truck, then I had to dig my way out of around the truck so I could get inside the truck. I had to dig my way out of my driveway, out into the street. Then every one of my neighbors helped us dig out our cul-de-sac. We lived at the bottom of a hill. All of our neighbors helped dig us out of the cul-de-sac. One of my neighbors was a he ran the trash truck. He had a great big huge monster truck. He said one day, I think second day into the blizzard, he said, I can get out of here, I'm going to work. That monster truck got caught in the snow of the cul-de-sac. He never did make it to work for 3 days. We all were stuck. We all got stuck. They sent a police car to try to pick me up to put me back on the road. The police car that was sent for me couldn't even get to me. The police car sent from my department for me couldn't even get to me. Unreal. We had a 3-day blizzard back in March 2023. I'm sorry, not 2023. March 2003. And again in December, right before Christmas, I think it was December 23rd, 2009. Another 3-day blizzard there. Incredible. Like I said, you need to be prepared. When we had the blizzard in Denver, we had family on the one side of us, and we have families on the left side of us. Each of us had a fireplace. So what we did, we got all of our families into one townhome. Our townhome had 3 bedrooms in it, a large living room and a good-sized kitchen. And we had the fireplace. We used the fireplace, 1, to keep us warm, and 2, to cook with. We were concerned we would not have power in the house. So we made sure we had firewood for the fireplace. Served 2 purposes, 1 to cook with and 1 to stay warm with. You may have to do that. Combine resources. Fortunately for me, the 2 families on my right side also thought about preparedness. The family on my left side, not so much. But together, our 4 families came together, and what we had got us by for 3 days. We got to eat good, we got to play games together, do all kinds of things. Okay? A lot of food, a lot of fun, a lot of fellowship. We learned about each other, we prayed together, and did a lot of things together. That's what this is about. That's exactly what this is about. Those of you that have families next to you, they may not be into prepping at all. They may not. But you need to find people that are of like mind. Find people of like mind. You may not be able to or want to share everything that you have, but you might want to help them understand what they need to do and help them build up their preparedness supplies. That way now there's 2 of you, or 3 of you, or more. The more the merrier. That way you work together. You have a team. What one person doesn't have, the other one will. Okay? Go back through our programs and find preparedness in this title of the program. We have all kinds of information for you. We have all kinds of information for you. Diane Kelman says hand warmers, blankets. One night I had a dead battery. It took AAA 3 hours to get to her. Thank God she had blankets in her cars. Okay? She thought she was going to freeze to death. My dad had the same thing. We lived in Fargo, North Dakota when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. We lived in Fargo. He frequently traveled to other places in North Dakota and Minnesota. This particular time, I believe, was in March, one year. He traveled to Jamestown, North Dakota, about an hour and a half west of where we lived. He was trying to get to Jamestown. The blizzard blew in. The brakes froze on our car. He dragged the side of the car against the snowbank to slow the car down and stop it. He stayed there for 3 days. We had food in the car, fortunately. We had blankets. He had a couple warm jackets in the car with him. He had hand warmers. He had these little tea candles he used to heat up food with. Tea candles, guys. He kept the windows cracked like this. That way the carbon monoxide and the carbon dioxide from the burning candles wouldn't kill him. He kept the windows cracked. And when he wanted to go to sleep, he rolled up the windows tight and he slept. We had a sleeping bag, he had blankets, he was just fine. He had water. He had food. 3 days later, a snowplow going down Interstate 94 between Fargo and Jamestown smashed the side of his car, clearing the highway. The front blade of that truck took out the side of my father's car. That's how they found my dad. That's how they found my dad. Finally, they had the car towed into Fargo to get it fixed. And we ended up getting another car out of it. But that happens. You get stuck in the snow. You get stuck in the snow. You might get stuck anywhere. Make sure you have the things necessary to survive. In Fargo, it got down to 40 degrees below zero. 40 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. That's cold. That's cold. And with winds going that high, as high as they were, sometimes we had winds of 30 to 70 miles per hour in the winter. Don knows what I'm talking about. Don lived there. Don was in the Air Force. Don lived there. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Incredible. It gets very cold. Dangerously cold. People die in it. Don Patoka says when the wind chill is minus 120 degrees Fahrenheit, you don't mess around. And yes, we had wind chills of 120 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I remember one year we had minus 80, and I was out blowing snow to clear people's driveways. Incredible. That's insane. Now, folks, why am I telling you about this? We talked about having necessary things to go backpacking and to be able to survive out there in the wilderness. We talked about it. Having a 72-hour kit. You can have a 72-hour kit for your car to survive in your car. You can have a 72-hour kit in your home, an emergency preparedness kit, a first aid kit, what I call a medical kit. Have the things necessary to survive where you're at. We're going into winter season right now. Carol and I need to have some big butane fireplace matches. We only have one here. We're going to get another couple this next week. Have them, guys. Have them. We don't have a fireplace. However, we have an outside grill that we're not supposed to have. But in an emergency, after that hurricane blew in, we had no power for nearly 2 days. Actually, it was nearly 3 days. But we did not barbecue on the grill, because again, they didn't want us to have a barbecue, but we will use that grill to cook food on, using pots and pans. Okay? Do what you have to do. Don't have to violate the law or regulations necessarily, but sometimes you do what you have to do. Guys, I love you very much. I love you very, very much. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions about anything we said so far tonight? Now, I want to just briefly, before I end this program, we talked about government dishonesty last night. There's still dishonesty in government now. Hopefully, it will soon come to an end, at least for the most part. Now, there is dishonesty in the government. Over in Arizona, Kari Lake was running for the United States Senate. In Maricopa County, Recorder Stephen Ricker's office, he frequently said that he was going to make life hell for Kari Lake. He called himself anti-MAGA and text messaging. And now he was counting the vote in Kari Lake's Senate race. And allegedly she lost the race. She lost her bid for Senate. Possibly because that guy right there, counting the votes. Dishonesty. dishonesty, guys. I hate it. Now, last night we played a video of Ezra Taft Benson. I told you that Secretary Benson had to meet with Prime Minister Khrushchev from Russia. President Eisenhower said he wanted Ezra Taft Benson to meet with Khrushchev and show him agriculture here in the United States. I found another video that I want to show you. This is important. This is very important. Watch this video.
I have personally witnessed the heart-rending results of the loss of freedom. I have talked face to face with the godless communist leaders. It may surprise you to learn that I was host to Mr. Khrushchev for a half day when he visited the United States. Not that I'm proud of it. I opposed his coming then, and I still feel it was a mistake to welcome this atheistic murderer as a state visitor. But according to President Eisenhower, Khrushchev had expressed a desire to learn something of American agriculture. And after seeing Russian agriculture, I can understand why. As we talked face to face, he indicated that my grandchildren would live under communism. After assuring him that I expected to do all in my power to assure that his and all other grandchildren will live under freedom, he arrogantly declared in substance, "You Americans are so gullible. No, you won't accept communism outright, but we'll keep feeding you small doses of socialism until you'll finally wake up and find you already have communism. We won't have to fight you. We'll so weaken your economy until you fall like overripe fruit into our hands."
Will fall like overripe fruit into the hands of the communists. Yeah, he said that. Folks, we need to prepare. We need to do whatever we can to make sure that doesn't happen. That's why President Trump won this election. That is exactly why President Trump won this election. Yes, President Trump is not the best choice by far, but he is better than what we had. 1,000 times better than what we have. God works with people that are not necessarily prepared. God works with people like President Trump. And so far, the people that he has nominated for positions in his cabinet are righteous people. Yes, the Democrats have tried to say they're not. The Democrats have tried to trump up charges on Matthew Gaetz, because they say he was immoral. He was an immoral person. They already tried to get him. They already tried to take him down when he was a senator or a congressman. It didn't work. Again, they just tried to take him down again. That didn't work either, because he resigned his position from Congress so he can accept a position as the Attorney General of the United States. Other people from Florida have also left their positions so they can take positions within the Trump administration. And other people also. But the Democrat communists are trying to trump up charges against these people to try to keep them from assuming positions within the Trump administration. That's also not going to work. The Speaker of the House is going to make sure it doesn't work. President Trump and the Speaker of the House have a plan. I hope it works. Now, guys, may God bless you. May God bless you. Don Patoka says in the chat, Stalin said who votes doesn't matter. What matters is who counts them. Just like that recorder in Arizona. It counts who counts them. Okay? One more thing before we leave. Now, I mentioned this scripture before, but I'm going to say it again. I'm in Colossians chapter 3 in the New Testament, starting with verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. Do all you do in the name of the Father and Jesus Christ. You need to do that, please. Please do that. Arnold is asking for that link. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. And you and I can talk. Guys, I love you all. If you want that information that I just showed you earlier, send me an email and I'll send it to you. I've got quite a bit of information that I've gathered over the years. I may write a book. I may write a book. I love you guys, I do. Please get prepared. You're going to need to be prepared at all times. Again, if you'll help support our channel by sending us a donation either through the mail or through PayPal or through Venmo, please do so. We need that. We really do need your support. We thank you very much for everything you do for us. We love you. God be with you until we meet again. And I mean that in every sense of the word. God be with you until we meet again. We will see you on the other side. Thank you all for all you've done. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back here on Sunday afternoon at about 12:30 for Come Follow Me, which is a weekly Sunday school class that we've been doing for about 4.5 years. So join us Sunday at 12:30 for our Sunday school class called Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. Please be here for that. We'd love to see you. We'll see you soon. God bless. Have a good night. Bye-bye.